What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D. Out here getting them 10,000 steps in. Let's talk. Cardi B and Offset, they little divorce thing. I don't know, man. I don't know why people not sick of them yet, because it's crazy how two adults can get together, get married, have children, and then something happens that causes them to split, whatever the reasons are. It really doesn't matter. They split, and then they just turn into the most immature people. You got grown-ass people, y'all parents, man. Y'all out here behaving in such an immature fashion, just juvenile behavior. You know, Cardi B wanted to go after him for child support. You know, she had her reasons for that. Offset responded in kind, like, you know, he going after her for spousal support. So I don't know what his pockets is looking like, but it appears that he don't really need the money. He just doing this to, like, get under her skin or whatever. You know, just really petty, juvenile, tit for tat type stuff that I'm always disappointed when I see adults behave like this, because it's just like, man, why, really? And then to make matters worse, y'all doing this stuff the very public, messy way. It's one thing for y'all to handle this behind the scenes. Why do we, the public, have to know all this? Like, why do y'all have to have y'all divorce in public? The desperate need for attention, to have things be messy all out in the public, to me, that adds to the whole being immature factor. So now you got Cardi B. She done had Offset's son get the same hairstyle as Stefan Diggs. You know, Stefan Diggs got some braided hairstyle. And honestly, listen, I don't know who be coming up with these braid ideas, but they ain't it. I've seen some cool braid styles. You know, it's like part of our culture, the whole hair braiding thing. But some of these braided looks I be seeing be awful. This that Stefan Diggs got going on, it's not the worst I've seen. We gonna go back this way. It's too much wind over here. But this one that Stefan Diggs has, it's not the worst that I've seen, but it's not hitting, man. This is kind of goofy. Y'all might be like, why are you worried about how another man braid his hair? I'm not, man. I'm not. I'm just saying, it ain't it, man. It's not it. He could do him though. He like it. That's cool. I love that for him, man. Y'all know everything. I love it for you. But certainly, to add insult to injury, the not so great braided hairstyle that he has, she took the time out of her day to take her son to have somebody braid it, because we know she ain't braid no hair herself. She took somebody to have him braid their son's hair to look like Stefan Diggs. Playing with somebody's son, that's not really the move. There's a level that you don't stoop below, and that's playing with kids. Kids should always be off limits. Don't use children as pawns to stick it to the other parent. Like, that is terrible. It's juvenile. It's diabolical. It's very immature. It just ain't it. Never use children. Children are supposed to be off limits. Whatever issue y'all may have with each other, he shouldn't be using the kids to stick it to you. You shouldn't be using the kids to stick it to him. It just, no. Kids are innocent. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask for y'all to be their parents. They didn't ask for y'all to fall out. They're just along for the ride, whatever decisions that y'all make. So that's not cool. Think about this. How you think that young man gonna feel when years later he sees that he had the same hairstyle as his mama flavor of the month? I mean, think about that. That's how you create traumas for kids that they never gonna get over. Especially when he's gonna know you did this just to mess with his daddy. How you think that's gonna make him feel? So again, parents gotta be more mature when it comes to doing different stuff. You have to be mindful of the children in these circumstances because y'all decisions are ultimately going to affect them. You took these, you had them get the braids. We know you was on some petty time. You made sure to take some pictures for the express purpose of pushing them out there to the internet just to publicly stick it to your ex. Why, man? When ultimately, regardless of how he feels about it, it's how your son is going to feel about it in the future that matters most. Her and Stefan Diggs, let's call it a buck, a spade. They ain't going to be together. They are a temporary thing having fun. That's who her current flavor of the month is. That's who currently blowing her back out. How's that young man going to feel years later down the line when he sees those pictures, or that picture rather, of him having the same hairstyle as just some nigga that his mom was fucking? Not as his father, but just some nigga that don't give a fuck about him or his mama. How you think that's gonna make him feel? And Offset, he responded to it. He said, when something about him crashing out, when somebody get killed, whatever, call me a crash out. I don't care how I look, using my child to troll me doesn't end well. I mean, I feel that, man. I hope he don't do nothing stupid, but that's the thing. A lot of times these chicks, and it be dudes too, but when it be the super down low petty stuff like this, it be the chicks. Dudes don't usually go use the kid with the new chick they smashing to make the mom feel some sort of way. That more often than not is the woman doing this sort of stuff. So that's his son, his seed, his heir. You don't play with that when it comes to another man. And as for Stefan Diggs, I wonder what he got to say about this stuff. Is he like, hey, look, leave me out of this stuff, whatever? Did he know this was going to happen? Did he encourage it? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, look, bro. You see your chick is not the mature one in this situation. Sometimes dudes have to step up and just kind of be like, look, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. You still married to that dude. I'm seeing you right now. But I don't want to be used as a pawn for you to stick it to your ex. Like, I don't. We could kick it, go to Knicks games, go yachting, whatever it is. But don't use me as no pawn to stick it to your ex. I don't want to be caught in that messy stuff. Because that's how dudes be getting messed up too. All right? You sitting over there with the chick. The vengeful ex shows up to do something to her and to you too while you there. I'm not saying that's the direction it's going to go. It's just stop playing with fire. Too many times people be flirting with disaster because they think, oh, it would never happen to me. You don't know how a person would respond to what until you done pressed enough buttons and they done had enough. I'm going to leave it there, though, y'all. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.